I'm at one of the entrances to the forest garden, and this is the mulch pile where a lot of work is done, a lot of important work to suppress the weeds and, well, keep it all down really. We just walk through up and over the hill and then you're into the garden itself. So we'll just go through and have a look. We're in, early October, so the leaves are going to start falling off the trees quite soon. And you can see here already the good work the mulch is doing. It really does suppress the grass, and it's just wood chip. Oh, I can see what looks like some perennial kale. Oh, that's good. So this is a new bed. Yeah, that's the perennial kale, or maybe a cabbage or something. There's a couple of strawberries in there as well, so that's nice to see. And over here is the gooseberry bed, and the gooseberries have done really well this year. They were propagated out, and we've got a big one over there and some mint at its base that was planted this year. Lots and lots of mint, so that's going to spread very nicely. And there's some strawberries there, so it'll be strawberries, gooseberries and mint. And that's comfrey. Comfrey's a good nitrogen fixer. You can cut the leaves off and just use them as a mulch, and it'll fix nitrogen in the soil. Oh look, there's some geraniums. They must be edible if they're here. So I always call these wild geraniums, but one of my gardening customers, I'm a gardener, I've got my own gardening business, one of my customers says they are called something different, and I forget what she says. Maybe more, I don't know, I'll find out. All the apples are off the trees. They've been had by the locals, which is good. That's what it's for. And wow, this is very neat and tidy, this garden now. It's had an awful lot of work. And there's the footpath that just goes past, so it's open to everyone. And let's just see if we can find anything else. I want to see how the creeping raspberries did this year, which are at the base of this tree. There they go. That's the main foliage at the bottom. Creeping raspberry. Don't know if it had any fruit this year. That looks like it had a bit of fruit, but I think it's probably going to mainly fruit next year, which will be really interesting to look forward to. These look like strawberries, so in fact they look new, and this is a new bed, so a new raspberry bed, and all this on the back is a wall of like wild cherries, and they do come up with quite the crop. These are currants. There's red currants, black currants, and white currants. The white currants stayed on the longest because I think the birds didn't see them. And this is just all strawberries down here. So there's an awful lot going on now. There's a strawberry bed just up there. So they'll all spread really nicely over the winter. You normally get an extra sort of 2, 3, 4 plants from just one strawberry plant. They just spread along the floor. And there's some oregano in there with the flower still. Is it oregano or is it a mint? Looks more like mint. Yeah, it's a mint. So I think that's pineapple mint with the variegated leaf, the white and the green. So pineapple mint, and then not sure what that mint is. Maybe just a regular one. And all the rest of the plants are currants. This looks like, yeah, this is a raspberry bed. Well, a load of raspberries in the middle anyway. There's a couple of little bits on them still, but it's pretty slim pickings this time of year now. Lots and lots of strawberries in here, and there's some mushrooms. They're not going to be edible, but it does show that the quality of the soil here and the ecosystem's really good. Whenever you see fungus, that's just a really good sign of life. This is the oregano. So there's there's a really healthy clump of oregano here, and still putting out some tiny little flowers, just the last of. And then there's another clump of oregano over here. So that's gone quite big. It spreads really well. And then we've got more strawberries, so we're going to have a huge amount of strawberries for next year. They've really spread hugely this year. And then some berry bushes going all along here. 2 berry bush beds there. with all various plants being put in between. I think the main one we're seeing here with this sort of leaf is the hogweed. I don't think you can just eat it straight up. I think it needs cooking, but I'm not hugely familiar with it. I haven't eaten it myself before. Prefer to stick to more conventional things. This is going to be comfrey. This is a whole bed of comfrey, which again is good for the nitrogen fixing. Oh, and there's a bit of thyme here. It's seen better days. In fact, it's seen much better days, but that'll spread, and it does look like it's rooted in. Just pick a little bit. It's not got a huge amount of fragrance. Maybe it's not thyme, but it looks it. And then you can see the mulch at the bottom of these trees really helping to suppress the weeds and just give the trees a much better chance, and giving us a planting space at the bottom. This is a bed of raspberries. This is the most established bed of raspberries, and there is the odd one. I mean, that's going to be edible. You can still get the odd one or two going into early autumn, and lots of mint down here.